Today we're going to look at angles and polygons. So, what's a polygon? That's a good question to start off with. Who can tell me what a polygon is? Being brave, come on. It's a shape with many sides. So, a polygon, poly means many, and gons are sides. So it's a polygon, a many-sided shape. So, 3 sides means a triangle. 4 sides means this is a tricky one. It's a name for a any 4-sided shape. And that's one of them, but what's any of them? No. No, that's a 3D shape. A 4-sided shape, so it includes squares, rectangles, rhombuses, parallelograms, kites, arrowheads. What are that big group of shapes called? 4. What's the word in maths for 4? Right, now help it out. Quadrilateral. That's a 4-sided shape. Did you get it, Mia? Sweet. Why didn't you say it louder? Okay, 5-sided shape. Pentagon. Right? 5 sides. 6-sided. Hexagon. 7-sided. There's actually 2. Can be a heptagon. Some people can call it a septagon as well. We generally call it a heptagon because that's the Greek word for 7. 8. Octagon. 9. Nonagon. And a 10-sided shape. Decagon. And those same words are all coming through at the moment in the athletics, right? They're doing the heptathlon or they're doing the decathlon. All right, that means 5 or 7, heptathlon or 10 events. Okay, so what we want to do is talk about angles in a polygon. So if we start with a triangle, we know that the sum of the angles inside a triangle are what? How much do the inside angles of a triangle add up to? 180, okay? So we can write that as angles in a triangle add up to 180, or we can write the angle sum of a triangle equals 180. So it's another reason, and you can use either one, it doesn't matter. Okay, so then we go to a quadrilateral. What a word. Quadrilateral. 4 lines. 4 lines making up a shape. So it's not a quadrigon, it's a quadrilateral. All right, so let's just draw some random one. Here it is. It's got 4 sides. It's not any particular shape at all. We want to know how much the angles inside that add up to. Guess? Got a guess? No guesses. Come on, have a guess. Look at them. Approximately 90, 110, something, 110, about 360. 360 they add up to. Now, the question is why? So, angles in a quad equals 360. Why is the big question? Well, the y actually helps us work all of them out. All right? The y says if I cut my shape into as many triangles as I can without crossing lines in the middle. All right? So, how many triangles can I make out of this shape without having lines in the middle crossing? I could have these two. I can't do any more, all right? Well, I could go to a side, but we're talking about attaching them to the angles. So I've got these two, or I could have these two. Let's say we've got those two. How many triangles are there? 2. That angle sum is, and this one is, and they all add up to give my quadrilateral, hence it's 360. Any shape with sides, polygon, can be cut up into its triangles. If we're really sensible and we do it methodically, so let's look at a hexagon. It's not a regular hexagon because regular hexagons would have sides that were all nice and equal. So it's an irregular hexagon, but this irregular hexagon can be cut up. So if we start at one point and make triangles from that one point, we've got 1 180. We've got 2 180s. We've got 3 180s. Right? So there's 4, we actually made 2 then, 4 triangles, all of which equal 180. Okay, so 4 times 180 equals 2 times 360 equals 720. So that's using the rule of a half and double. Half that number, double that number, all right? And then half that number, double that number. That's how I got to 720 without using a calculator. So the angle sum of this shape, what's the shape? A hexagon is 720. All the angles around the side of a hexagon will always add up to 720 because a hexagon can always be made into 4 triangles. So, what if I know here's a shape up here, all right, but you don't know how many sides it's got. How many triangles will it have? I know. So this one had 3 sides and how many triangles? 1. This one had 4 sides and it has how many triangles? This one had 6 sides and how many triangles? So I've got the shape. How many triangles does it have? 8. It's got this many sides. How many triangles does it have? Okay, let's put a number on it. It's got 10 sides. How many triangles does it have? 3 goes to 3 sides, 1 triangle. 3 sides, 1 triangle. 4 sides, 2 triangles. 6 sides, 4 triangles. 10 sides, 8 triangles. This many sides? How many triangles? How do we work it out? What are we doing? Two less, right? 2 less. So I've got this many, I've got 2 less than this many triangles. How do we write 2 less in algebra? If we know the number of sides is n equals the number of sides. What's going to be the algebra that says how many triangles it has? N minus 2 triangles. And then how do we find out from the triangles what all the angles add up to? What did we do next? We found out how many triangles there were, and then we times by 180, because that's for each of the triangles. So the big thing here is that the area No, not area. Angle sum equals the number of sides minus 2 times 180. The number of triangles times 180. What could you be asked? You could be asked, here's a really peculiar shape. This angle is 170. This one's 95. This one's 120. This one is 75. I want to know what P is. So how am I going to work that out? What am I going to do first? Going to find out how many sides it has. It has 5 sides. So I'm now going to find the angle sum. The sum of all those angles is 5 take away 2 times 180, which we can put in our calculator if we have to. So 3 times 180 is 540. So all of those angles in there need to add up to 540. So how will I find P? Yeah. You're all right, you just won't say anything, but P equals 540 minus 170 minus 95 minus 120 minus 75. Okay, so now our head power's pretty slow. 470, 370, 275, 175, 155, 80. Am I right, Ada? Good. 80 degrees. Easily done in your head. Not easily, but can be done in your head if you don't have a calculator. But you should be using your calculator. That's why we bought it. So put it in. P equals 80 degrees. All right? So another example we could have is something like this, though. Let's see if I can draw it pretty well. What shape? Good, octagon. So, how many sides does an octagon have?
8.
8. I want to find this one. Octagon has 8 sides, so its angle sum equals 8 minus 2 times 180. So 6 times 180. Get my calculator. Equals 1040. 80? 80, good, my brain is good. Okay, 1080. How do I find Q? If all the sides are equal, what can you tell me about the angles? Good, they're all the same. So if the whole lot of them add up to 1080, how will I find one of them? Good, divide by 8. So Q is going to equal 1080 divided by 8, 200, 100, and 35 degrees. And so will every other angle around there. So that one, and 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 that one, they'll all add up to it. Right.